Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. What a terrific day. Thursday. Okay, July 16th, 2026, and we are going to have a fantastic day. I put on my presidential shirt today. It's not just about the president, it's about all of us Americans that are proud. Hold on. Proud to be an American. I got my flag on. All right. Tonight, I made my presidential prediction. Tonight, the president gives his talk, and my prediction was this. This is going to be the largest viewership of any presidential talk or speech or whatever you want to call it ever given tonight. It's going to happen. But with that being said, I'm all into America. The other day, just to stay on track, first off, Larry Bennett, Deep East Texas, coming to you live, and I am, buddy, and they talk about the vibrations. Well, I got them this one. I'm vibrating. Anyway, I feel it. It's going to be a great day. But on X, about 3 days ago, Kai Trump had a question that she put out there. It says, "At what age did you get your first job, and why?" And mine was real simple. I started working when I was 14, and that's a neat story in itself. But anyway, 14, and the why was I wanted a car. Back then, I know, y'all look it up. You could get a driver's license at 14 when I was 14. That was a long time ago, but you could. It was like a learner's permit or whatever, but you could get your license. And so I could have a car, and I did. But what prompted me to go to work was wanting to get that doggone car. And then I added in, it was what drove me to go to work was I wanted stuff. And I am not kidding you. And yesterday is kind of a sample of it. I called my daughter up, that number 2 daughter that works with me a lot. I called her up and I said, "Listen," I said, "you got me 4 pair of loudmouth pants coming. Well, what do you got to have with loudmouth pants? You got to have loudmouth shirts." And I said, "Look it up and see," because I wasn't even sure they sold them. But sure enough, they do. So I had her, or she's supposed to be on this. I said, "You pick them out, but get me 6 loudmouth shirts to go with my pants." I don't care if they match. Hell, those things are so thrown off. And so it's going to be fun, whatever she gets. But, all right, all of that said, to get to this. Why did I work? And why was I always looking to make $1? It's real simple. I wanted stuff. I know. Now, at my age, we really I've run into the same thing that a lot of the seniors talk about. I got too much stuff. Well, I do too. Well, how did that happen? Well, it's because I've been accumulating for 75 years. And you get a lot of stuff if you're one of those kind of people that like stuff. I liked all kinds of stuff, though. I mean, I liked vehicles. I liked mechanical. I got into welding. It was into now. I've just bought a couple of computers lately, and a tablet, and loudmouth pants and loudmouth shirt. I'm a Toys R Us guy. And if I want it, I want it. And how do I get it? I go out and I work. I make money. I'm not this generation, because my grandkids, they ain't included in this. Because, man, they work their butts off. And I'm so proud of the bunch that I got. And the 20-year-olds now, it's like the ones before them. They were in a lost area for a while because what a bunch of miserable souls, because it's like they wanted everything given to them, or they wanted the government to hand it out to them, and they weren't willing to work. Well, something's happened, because my 20 and 25-year-old grandkids, they're working their butts off to get what they want. You know why they do it? Because they want stuff. They want stuff. And they want to go and do and be. And they want to feel good about themselves. Dan Bongino had a question on X today. What happened to the bunch that wanted to work, to get out and work and get things and do, go to work, damn it. You want stuff? Go to work. Don't expect somebody to give it to you. You know, all these people that are still living with your mom and dad, I got to tell y'all this now. I said that. My dad, I swear, I'm not making this up. He said, I'm not telling you got to leave the house. When I got up 18, he said, I'm not telling you got to leave. He said, but I'm going to give you something to think about. Once you leave, Larry, you will never, ever, ever, ever come back. That's it. You're out. You're on your own. When you leave here, you're on your own. So you think real long and hard about putting something together, a plan that works for you, that when you leave here, you're on your own. And I swear I took that to heart. So what I did for the next couple of years, I planned. I did. And I got me a great job. I did. I got me a great job, and I saved my money. My first house, I'll never forget it. We went from our parents' homes to our home that I had saved for, and we had bought together. We pooled our money and we bought our first house. And with it came 2 apartments. And that led to a whole different way of thinking. And because I was thinking, doggone, those 2 apartments are making my house note. And so I started kind of a train of that. And so I ended up with being in the rental business. Hell, I wasn't but 20 years old. And I had no clue what I was doing, but I knew one thing. I was making money, and I was getting stuff. And man, that really caught on for me. One time my dad, I asked him, he'd sent my middle brother to college. My other brother, my oldest brother, went off to the Air Force, and then there was me. And I said, Dad, are you going to send me to college like Bill? And am I going to get a... And he said, no, son. He said, I tell you what, I will make you this deal. He said, you're not college material. And I said, what? Thinking he was talking, like I don't have it up here or whatever. He said, no, you're not. He said, it takes focus, and you're scattered. You're everywhere. You're wanting to do 50 different things all at the same time. No, Bill's more, he gets focused and all right. And I said, well, he said, all right, so that you won't feel bad about this, you go to work for me 1 year. Go out there, make some money, come back after that year, and if you still want to go to college, I'll help you. I will. Well, he knew how I was. And when I started making money and I started buying stuff and I started accumulating, it set off some gears in me that says, man, I ain't got time for college. I'm going to work. And that 4 years while they're off in college, I swear to God, I added it up. While they're off in college, I'm going to be making money. For 4 years, at least, I'm going to be making money, accumulating, and getting stuff. And I've been doing that ever since. And it's 75 years later. And I got to tell y'all something. That kid that did that then is still right here. He really is. And now when, somebody, if I want something, there's no way to get me a Christmas present. I get them all year long. If I want something, I go get it. And how do you do it? Well, it's called, all right. And then I got even smarter. is smarter, more wisdom. I listen to others. I started taking advice like Warren Buffett and a lot of other people. I surrounded myself with some older, wiser folks, and they told me, take your money and make your money work for you. And so that's what a lot of what I've done in the last 10, 15 years is I got the money working for me, rather than me working for the money. Now, I'm not waiting for a government handout. I'm into, well, hell, I could just say it. I've shared it before. I just don't do it very often. But start buying you some stocks and make damn sure that you buy some stocks that pay dividends. And so have your dividends end up working for you and providing the income that you're wanting to buy that stuff that you're wanting. And while everybody else is trying to figure out a game plan, your money is sitting out there working for you. Anyway, I know that's enough out of me, but I had to say, Kai, I went to work at 14, and I've been working ever since in different ways. Sometimes I'm working the money's working me, but it's all because I want stuff. And I don't expect anybody to give me a handout. And I don't even like asking for help. And even when I ask for help, I pay for the damn help. When I talk about my neighbor took me this and that, hell, I won't even let them take me for nothing. They don't even want the money, but I pay them anyway because I don't want to feel like I owe them. I know, I am weird, and I don't care, but I think it's weird in a good way. I don't want to owe you shit. I want to get it myself, and if I never, ever had to ask for help, I wouldn't. I really wouldn't. It just burns me up to have to. And I'm sorry that there aren't more, AI. Maybe they'll clone. I'll have 4 or 5 AIs working for me one day. I don't know. But I know this, that want to is still there. And like today, I got a lot of stuff I want to get. And I'm just going to go get it. And anyway, maybe y'all got low thresholds of want. I don't. I always had a high threshold. I always wanted stuff. And so I got great jobs and I worked for it. And anyway, I spent 40 years out there, actually 45 years out there working in industry and accumulating and putting the money to work for me. And that's what I've got now is the money works for me. And anyway, it's something to think about. But in Dan Bongino's deal about working hard and doing, being a good citizen and being proud of who you are. Anyway, I am. Greatest country in the world. All you got to do is get out there and work your ass off, accumulate, put your money to work for you. So now you've got you working for you. You got your money working for you. And then if you got a spouse or a partner, let's keep it spouse. But anyway, in my area, but I don't roll that other way at all. I am strictly, that. But anyway, the wife and I, we had 50 years together, and that was a good 50. And but anyway, I sure miss her. But we worked our asses off, and I'm proud we did. Anyway, I'm way over the limit, and I'm going to shut up while YouTube will still let me talk. I love all of you, and remember, if we ain't having fun, it's our own damn fault. Now get out there and work and get you some stuff. All right, have fun. Bye-bye.